Adversity introduces a man to himself.
This is DSP, and I am the Digital Headhunter. Digital Headhunters are the new breed of recruiter who don't belong in three-piece suits and prefer freedom and impact more than expensive business cards. We're the misfits who play chess in corporate America, and yes, HR is a four-letter word. We're here to wage guerrilla war against the big-name brands and win. So watch as I scale up my practice, and along the way, I share all my digital marketing strategies, real-life sales techniques, recruitment hacks, and big biller interviews. Welcome to the Digital Headhunter.
Hey, what is up, everybody out there in recruiter land? This is day 6 of our daily recruiter motivationals, and today we are taking a quote from Albert Einstein. Yes, the one and only Albert Einstein, and he said that adversity introduces a man to himself. Now, what does this mean? Well, I think it's pretty obvious, but let's dive in and break that down, or as I like to say, let's unpack that. Anyway, this week, I've been talking a lot about personal responsibility, self-reliance, about pointing at the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror and saying, who I am right now is your responsibility and no one else's. And it's important that you take on that mindset. As I mentioned before, no one listening to this is a victim. You are a victor, okay? You have to get that mindset. But you also have to realize that for a lot of us, we haven't really truly faced adversity. Look, let's face it, we live in the first world where our homeless people are overweight. So believe me, we have it pretty damn easy. But when adversity does hit, when you're stressed out, when you're overwhelmed, you don't know what to do, or even those little moments when you're scared, those are the moments where your inner self is revealed. So when those moments happen, please remember, this is when you get to meet your true self. And that hopefully will give you the strength to persevere. Now, if you look at my face, you can see I'm a bit sunburned. So Elisa and I went kite surfing earlier today. Now, we're not very good at kite surfing. And by the way, for those of you who don't know what kite surfing is, I'll play a little clip right about now.
Trying to find a way to make it easier to say.
And we call that a video snap. Isn't that pretty cool? Anyway, that's kite surfing. Now, that wasn't me there. I'm nowhere near as good. You see, Elise and I are taking lessons, and we're about 4 or 5 lessons in, and I'm just not getting onto the board. But it's frustrating. I'm a 45-year-old grown-ass man who not quite as young as limber as I used to be, and so it's hard to pick up some of these new skills. But I will say one of the biggest secrets of my success is that I've always tried to push my comfort zone. I was a licensed skydiver for 2 decades, and I was scared shitless when I first got into skydiving, when I took my first AFF course or lesson and did that all the way through getting my first license, and I got my own rig and started jumping more often. And it was one of those things where when you are first starting out, even after a few jumps, when you jump out and you see at 13,500 feet, it is so damn scary, but you know you're going to be okay, but it's just goes so against the grain of what what your reptile brain is telling you to do to survive, right? And you have to fight that, and you have to do it anyway. And it's times like that when you find out who you truly are, right? Um, when I got into CrossFit many years ago and started actually doing competitions, that was really scary. It was very much out of my comfort zone. But that's when I found myself. But even just in a workout, let's say you are doing a crazy, WOD, it stands for workout of the day, and in CrossFit they would say one more rep, just one more rep, right? Meaning do a rep and then do another one and another one and another one, and just be thinking about the next rep, and that is it. Just cycle through, right? Is because in that moment when you are completely burnt, you feel like you've got nothing left. What you find out in CrossFit is that your mind will quit before your body. When you quit, it 100% is your mind, unless you're injured. But unless you are a world-class athlete who is used to pushing himself or herself, let's be real, your mind is quitting before your body does, right? But those are the times that you see what you're made out of. So back to kite surfing. I'm nowhere near the skill level of even an average kite surfer. Again, I'm just not getting up on the board. And this is out of my comfort zone. 100% out. I've never surfed before. I've never been a big water sports guy, although I do scuba. So this is out of my comfort zone. But you know why? I'm doing it. And I'm taking my licks. My knees are tore up from the grass to the bottom of the water. We're in these little sandbars here, and every time I get pulled off the board, my knees are just getting ripped. Yeah, it's not pleasant, but I'm pushing through because I know I'll come out the other side, right? So the same applies when you learn a new sales skill, when you learn a new closing technique, when you are putting yourself out there to write content, whatever it is. So here's what I want to leave you with today, okay? And it's very simple, something that I used to do. I haven't really done this necessarily every day like I used to, but when I did do it, I really reaped a lot of rewards from it, all right? So here's what I want you to do. For the next 90 days, or it could be, a month, year, whatever. But I'd say for most of you, I'd say 90 days is a really good chunk of time to do this. For the next 90 days, resolve to do one thing out of your comfort zone every single day. That could be a hard workout, or it could be just working out in general. It could be calling your grandmother. Calling my grandmother, when I call my grandmother, I need to pack my bags because I'm going on a guilt trip each and every single time. It is not a pleasant experience. So that, for me, that would be one thing. One thing we used to do, this before the whole COVID thing, when I was trying to get better at social interactions and get rid of my social anxiety, I would go to a mall and I would high five 20 people randomly. Yes, I did that. And you know what? You realize you don't die. You're fine. In fact, you just gave that person a story to tell and put a smile on their face. So those little things. It could be taking a lesson in a new sport, a new skill, taking cooking lessons, taking guitar lessons, something that you really suck at, and you have to really push yourself to get better. It could be making a cold call. It could be, in fact, I sent an email out on this a couple days ago about a game we used to play where if you didn't actively push past resistance or try to close when you could have, then an accountability buddy makes you call that candidate or that prospect back and apologize for doing them the disservice of not trying to close them. Yes, that is very uncomfortable. Resolve to do it. So anyway, it could be big, it could be small, anything in between. But if you get in the habit for 90 days of every single day doing one thing out of your comfort zone, just one thing, imagine what you'll be like after 90 days. Because by then you'll be actively looking and looking forward to, what can I do out of my comfort zone? How can I continuously expand it every single day? Believe me, 90 days of doing this and you will see significant changes. And with that said, that's all for today. I will see you fine folks later. Peace out.
I believe in honesty. Does that sound like something you'd be into? I believe the truth can be reality. Will you roll with that? 'Cause I want you to.
Hey, thank you for watching the Thrive Daily video series for recruiters and how to pivot your business so you can survive and thrive during this recession. Make sure you subscribe, sign up at thrivedaily.io, and as always, recruiters, happy hunting.
I think it's time for you to realize I want you all to myself. Don't wanna share you with no